Good morning, y'all, and welcome back. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to the channel. So today's video is going to be all about this camper right here behind me and how heavy is she. Now, we've always known our weights and we've always weighed while on the road, but our life has changed. We came home to have baby boy and we went from a family of 4 to a family of 5. Now, you've seen me do some of the recent videos where I modified the Happy Jack bed system. We removed it altogether, but we added a bed frame and 2 queen-size beds, so the weight back here has changed. We've also done a few other things throughout the camper, as well as Alicia has been swapping all the girls' toys out, all the girls' clothes out, making room for baby boy's clothes. So we know our weights have changed and we want to know by how much. So today I'm gonna hook this camper up right here. We're gonna head down to the Love's truck stop and we're gonna find out how heavy is she, so that we know, are we good to go? Can we add more? Or do we need to start taking stuff out? Because we're getting ready to hit the road again and we don't want to be overweight. So hang out real quick while I get this thing ready and I'll come get you when it's time to go to the truck stop. All right, so since I'm by myself and it's been about a month since we moved the camper, I'm gonna do a pull test, and I think you should do one every time you hook up. So I'm gonna leave my chocks behind the wheels. I've already raised my jack just slightly off the jack blocks. I've done a visual to confirm that my jaws are latched and my keeper is in the handle. And then I'll come up here in the truck, and what I will do is I will put it in drive. Yeah, I know, Ford. You hate it when the door's open. I will hold the brake button right here, and I'll give it just a little bit of gas. And there you go, it stopped me. So that means that we have a positive lock on our kingpin and our hitch. So we're good to go. Ooh-wee! Man, is that a lot of work. Also, it's super hot here in Texas, so it's twice as hard as it needs to be. It's been a long time since I had to get the inside and the outside ready to go by myself. I sure will be glad when Alicia is ready to come back over here and help me. But for now, she's resting up with baby boy. So anyway, let's hit the road and head up to Love's and see how much this thing weighs. Okay, so we made it to Love's, but before we go find out how heavy this thing is, I want to make sure the truck is at its heaviest possible weight it can be, which means I'm going to top this thing off with diesel and dev so we know our exact payload. Now I know it's not 100% accurate because Alicia's not here, the kids aren't here, and Buddy's not here. But whatever the weight is, I'll just add about 300 to 400 pounds, and that should give me a ballpark of what our exact truck weight is, and then I'll tell me what my payload capacity is. This thing is always thirsty. So a lot of people ask, how do you fill this thing up when you're towing this camper down the road? And really our only choice is we have to go to truck stops. Now, if you're not using the TSD Logistics fuel card, we get nothing for this, but this is actually free for you to sign up. If you don't take advantage of this free sign up and this card, you're making yourself have a lot more stress than you need to be on travel days. Not only does this allow you to fill up at the truck stop pumps with the high flow fuel pumps so you can fill up really quickly, it allows you not to have to go inside to pay for it. Also, you get a savings because you're signing up for the logistics program. Now here at Love's, it's only like 15 cents a gallon, and at Pilot, it's like maybe 5. But if you go to a TA or a Petro, sometimes it's gonna be 60, 70, even 80 cents a gallon savings. And right now, any savings is better than no savings. So get yourself one of these. It's free to sign up, it's free to use. Save yourself the hassle of trying to find somewhere to fill this truck up when you have the camper hooked up to it. All right, we're done fueling up. Now let's head over to the scale and see how heavy this truck and camper is. We're here at Love's and we're sitting on the cat scale. And in order to find out how much we weigh, we need to do 2 different weights. The first one will be the truck and the trailer hooked together. And I'm gonna get out and show you how we set ourselves up on the scale. So we're here on the scale and it's divided into 3 sections. So this front section right here, that is for your steer axle. They have a middle section right here from there to there. That's for your drive axle. And then this whole back section is for your trailer axles. So in order to get a good weight, we make sure the entire trailer is on that section, the rear axle or the drive axle of the truck is on this section, and the steer axle is on the front section. Now I'm gonna get inside and I'm gonna show you how to use the app so that you can weigh yourself right here. We're back in the truck and we're sitting on the scale, and I just showed you how to set your truck and trailer up to get a good reading. Now the easy part. You pull out your smartphone and you download the Weigh My Truck app by Cat, and then you turn it on and it pulls up the location you're at. It actually says we're at cat scale 2737. But if you don't know, up there on that sign, it says location 2737. So in order to get a weight, you just hit the cat scale location number and hit 2737, hit confirm. It'll go through its thing. This is our first weigh. That's Cornbread RV. I had to give it a name. I thought Cornbread RV was funny. Hit next, first weigh, accept $13. That got a little bit more expensive than it used to be. Now we're gonna weigh our truck. And when it's done, it'll tell you can pull off the scale. So we're gonna wait for that results to come in and then we'll tell you our next step. So we just got our results from the combined weight of the truck and the trailer, and we have it broken down by the steer axle, the drive axle, and the trailer axles. Now we can determine the weight of the truck, the weight of the camper, how much pin weight we have, and if we're over our gross vehicle weight rating for this truck. But first, before we do all the math, we're gonna pull off the scale and we're gonna go park the trailer in a spot and we're gonna unhook. So this is the result of our first weigh-in, and it's the truck and the trailer hooked together. So our steer axle is 5,080 pounds. Our drive axle on the truck is 8,720 pounds. When you combine those together, it gives us a 13,800 pounds for just the truck alone. So that is 200 pounds below the gross vehicle weight rating of 14,000 pounds for this truck. Now, the trailer axles weigh 14,940 pounds for a gross combined weight of 28,740 pounds. That's the truck and the trailer combined. Now, in order to figure out how much the trailer actually weighs, we need to go weigh just the truck. So right now, we're gonna unhook the trailer, leave it here, and go back over there with just the truck and weigh the truck. And then once we know the weight of the truck, we will take the new weight of the truck without the trailer hooked up and subtract it from the 13,800, and that will give us the pin weight of the trailer. We add the pin weight to the 14,940, and that will give us the exact weight of this trailer. So we'll know where we stand on the total weight of the trailer. But the fact that we are under the gross vehicle weight rating of the truck means that the trailer is probably gonna be well below the gross vehicle weight rating of 20,000 for the trailer. So we got wheel chocks in place. We got the trailer unhooked. Make sure you put them in because it will roll off on you here in the truck stop. Now we're gonna take just the truck right back to the scale and find out what she weighs without the trailer. All right, so it's essentially the same setup as before, we just don't have a trailer. So make sure the steer axles are on the front pad and the drive axles are on the rear pad, and you get back in and use the app and use the code 2737, and it will give you the weight of just the truck. Okay, so same as before, pull your app out, enter the code 2737. Obviously enter the code for your at, don't enter 2737, it might weigh in a different city or state. But that's my code. I'm gonna hit first weigh again because it's different. Cornbread RV. First weigh. Accept. All right, we're gonna let it weigh, and then when it's done, we'll pull off the scale and we'll go hook the camper back up, and then we'll discuss our results. So it's pretty important because we're in a truck stop and we unhooked and hooked back up very quickly to make sure you do a good visual of your latch. We're also going to do a pull test here in the parking lot. So it'll be the same as before. We have the jacks slightly raised. We'll put it in drive. We'll hold the brakes and we'll give it a little. All right. So that ensures that our jaw is engaged firmly around the kingpin. So we have the results of just weighing the truck, and our steer axle is 5,120 pounds. Our drive axle is 4,200 pounds for a gross weight of 9,320 pounds on the truck unloaded. Now we have weighed the truck and the trailer together and the truck by itself, and I'm going to put both scale slips up on the screen. So on the left side of the screen is the truck and the trailer together, and on the right side of the screen is the truck by itself. So now we can use both of these scale slips to figure out the pin weight and the total weight of the trailer. So our first step is to figure out the pin weight of the trailer. So we take the weight of the truck with the RV hitched of 13,800 pounds. We subtract the weight of the truck only without the RV hitched of 9,320 pounds, and that gives us a pin weight of the RV of 4,480 pounds. So we take the pin weight of the RV of 4,480 pounds and we add it to the trailer axle weight of 14,940 pounds. That gives you a total weight of the RV of 19,420 pounds. So what do all these numbers mean? Well, the first number is the weight of the truck. The truck right now, with me in it, a full tank of fuel, and the trailer hooked up, is weighing in at 13,800 pounds. But I don't have my wife in here, or my kids, or my dog. So if we were to travel today, we would likely be 14,200 pounds or more. So it would be over the gross vehicle weight rating of 14,000 pounds for this truck. Now the next two numbers I'm going to talk about explain why the truck is so heavy today. The first number is the weight of the trailer. The trailer right now is weighing 19,420 pounds. So it's under the 20,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating of this camper by 580 pounds. We also have a pin weight of 4,480 pounds. So what does that tell me? Well, that tells me that the camper is not at the gross vehicle weight rating, but we have a very heavy pin weight. So ideally, on an RV, you shoot for 20% of your trailer weight as your pin weight. So in order to find out what our target pin weight should be, we take the trailer weight of 19,420 pounds and we times it by 20. And that gives us a target pin weight of 3,884 pounds. Now, our current pin weight is 4,480 pounds. So we'll take that number and subtract it by our ideal pin weight of 3,884 pounds, and that gives us a number of 596 pounds that we are actually currently over our target pin weight on the truck. So how can we use this information to fix our situation? Well, that tells me even though our trailer is not overweight, the weight in the trailer is in the wrong spots by roughly 600 pounds on the front of the trailer. Well, the way we have it packed, we can easily fix that. So we're going to take this information and we'll go back to the camper and we will shuffle weight around and move the way we are storing things, and hopefully we can remove up to 600 pounds off the truck. So next time we weigh, likely the truck will weigh somewhere between 13,200 and 13,400, meaning when I have my wife and kids and my dog, we will be under the 14,000 gross vehicle weight rating of this truck. All right, guys, we're back at the RV park, and there's a few things I want to touch base with you guys. The first one being our total weight. Now, you saw the scale ticket. We're over 28,000 pounds combined weight between the truck and the trailer. Now, most people think over 26,000 pounds, you need a CDL, and that's not true. it varies state to state, and I'm in Texas, so actually we're required to get a Class A non-CDL for anything over 26,000 pounds. That's because we're non-commercial, we're not for hire, we're just a recreational vehicle, but there still is a licensing requirement, and it varies from state to state. So check your state to find out what's required of you if you weigh over 26,000 pounds. Now for Texas, it's very easy. You study 2 or 3 chapters in the CDL handbook, you go take a written test, and once you pass, you actually go do a practical where you show up with your camper and you drive around town, and it's the CDL inspectors or the CDL instructors are actually giving the test, but it's not as hard as a CDL test. You don't have to back up and you don't have to do an inspection. All you gotta do is drive around town, and a passing score is 70 as opposed to a passing score of 80 for the CDL drivers. Now, they are CDL drivers because they have no sense of humor, because I made the joke that I drove 3.5 hours to get here without the proper license. Can't we call it good? And she did not think that was funny. So after today, what do these numbers tell us about our camper, and what do we learn? We learned that we made modifications to the camper, we moved everything out of it and repacked it for our new life with 5 people, and we are still within the weight limits of the camper, but now we were very heavy on the truck. We've never had a problem with the truck being close to 14,000. Now, if we were to have Alicia and the kids in the truck, we would be over 14,000. But you can learn from this, because we have room in the trailer for more weight, but we need to take the weight off the truck. So ideally what this means is I'm gonna have to stop traveling with so much water, because when you fill the freshwater tanks, it's between the axles of the trailer and the truck. So the truck carries most of the weight of water. Also, we have loaded down the front closet in our bedroom and our bedroom with new baby boy stuff, as well as the main slide area by the couch has a lot of things for Buddy and the girls. So we're gonna have to readjust our weight in the camper and move most of that stuff to the toy hauler section for travel days. We're still gonna weigh the same weight on the trailer, but we're gonna remove weight from the pen of the camper, meaning this truck will actually fall back into compliance. So I hope today helped you out. I hope you learned how to set your truck and trailer up on the scale, how to use the numbers to figure out your actual weights and your pen weights, and also how to use that information to properly load and manage your trailer so that you are in the legal limits. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out with me. See y'all next time.